This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
You are watching the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters award-winning YCN Game of the Week. Today we are in Claremont, New Hampshire for a gridiron clash between the Cardinals of Stevens hosting the Cougars of Kearsarge Regional High School. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by MyTV every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch their new season premiere the week of September 24th with Law & Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. Mount Sunapee, a special New Hampshire ski and summer resort. They say we are familiar, we are warm, and we are fun. We are Sunapee. Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948, committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products, and enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. And by La Valley and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire.
Good evening and welcome to Claremont, New Hampshire for tonight's Division III high school football game between the Kearsarge Mount Royal Cougars and the Stevens Cardinals on the YCN Game of the Week. Hello everyone, I'm Jeremy Stout, and tonight we have a pair of teams starting the season in opposite directions. It'll be an interesting matchup tonight. Rivals, they know each other well. Kearsarge Mount Royal starting out 0-4, and the Stevens Cardinals starting 4-0 on the young season. And as I welcome in my broadcast partner, Andrew Zerhide. Andrew, like I said, two teams starting differently. What should we expect from the Cougars tonight?
Yeah, so from Kearsarge, we're going to be looking at a bit of a spread offense. They're definitely going to be running the ball with guys like Gavin Magestro, but also their quarterback, Jack Chawla. Don't be surprised if he drops back and makes a ton of deep passes down the field.
And for the Stevens Cardinals, like I said, undefeated 4-0. They've only given up one touchdown so far this year in their 4 wins. What should we look for tonight from the Cardinals?
Yeah, so Stevens is going to be definitely more of a run-first team. Look for junior running back Keegan McAllister to be picking up a ton of yards, but also senior quarterback Quinton Bicknell. He's got a good arm, so they could be passing the ball a bit, but for the most part, it's going to be a run offense. But don't forget about their defense, too. Guys like Josh Stithen, he's going to be tough on the defensive line.
All right, it's the Cougars and the Cardinals coming up next on the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week, and we are underway here in Claremont, New Hampshire. Stevens Cardinals and the Kearsarge Mount Royal Cougars, and the Cardinals receive the first opening kickoff, and they'll set up shop on their 30-yard line.
The YCN scoreboard sponsor is La Valley and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion.
So we've got the undefeated Cardinals, as we talked about in the opening, 4-0, running off wins over Epping, Newmarket, at Newport, Interlakes, Moultonborough, and then at Somersworth last week, and giving up only the one touchdown. That was to Interlakes, Moultonborough, and just right off the start, we've got a nice run-off tackle and a big gain across the 50-yard line.
Yeah, good run there by Keegan McAllister, the junior. He's really their star running back. He's going to be doing that a lot tonight. Nice job, too, holding onto the ball. A couple of Cougars were trying to strip it from him, but he was able to hold on, pick up a big gain there.
Yeah, that'll go for a 22-yard gain across the 50-yard line to the Cougar 48, where Stevens will now set up 1st and 10. And they'll have running backs, 2 of them behind, and the quarterback is wrapped up immediately, number 8, Quinton Bicknell. And he is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard loss back at the 50-yard line.
I believe number 69, Cameron Bennett, was in on that sack there. Nice job by the Cougars defense, getting through the line, getting to the quarterback. They were all over him.
Yeah, it even looked like number 75, Nolan Haley, was down there on the ground. So it was a good effort by the defensive front line of the Cougars. And now we'll have the shotgun for Bicknell. And then the direct handoff to McAllister. And he'll go up the middle and get 2 of those yards back plus a couple more. That'll bring up 3rd and long now. So right off the bat, we've seen this Cougar defense, after giving up the big play, buckle down and put the Cardinals in a 3rd and long.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job of keeping their eye on McAllister. Really, Stevens running some sneaky kind of direct handoffs to McAllister there. Worked once, but the Cougars adjusted. And now facing a big 3rd down here early on.
Let's go, Cardinals! So 3rd down, and it looks like about 8 yards for the Cardinals. Bicknell in the shotgun. Receiver goes in motion. That was number 2, Baylor Roselle. And before the motion, there will be a timeout. Cougars want to talk it over. They'll take a timeout. We'll step aside as well. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Harris Family Furniture in Plymouth, Laconia, and Chichester.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide, 3rd and long coming up here for the Cardinals. And out of the timeout, a little motion. I believe that's going to go against Stevens, and it will be the false starts. That'll move them back 5 yards and put them at 3rd and 13 now from their own 49.
Today's game is being brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill, overlooking the beautiful Newberry Harbor on Lake Sunapee. And local sports fans, 94.5 ESPN's Brett Franklin Sports Talk Show can be seen on YCN's WYCX Outside Television at midnight every weekday.
The Cardinals need to get to the 38 of the Cougars for a first down and pressure immediately. But Bicknell finds the open man.
Wow.
That's McAllister out of the backfield. Does he have enough? Shoved out of bounds by a defender, and he's going to get plenty as he's down to the 31-yard line and a first down. Nicely done by Bicknell there, Andrew, and that is some great pressure by Kearsarge, but good awareness by the young quarterback.
Yeah, Bicknell really just kind of floating it up there. An easy catch for McAllister, but nice job by Quinton knowing the pressure is coming, getting rid of the ball, and then McAllister just barreling forward, picking up a big gain. That's a big first down for the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's a big play, and especially at this level where you know the pressure is going to come because the running back lets his blocker go. He's not a blocker, as we see again up the middle goes the running back McAllister, and another big gain. I think that's going to be another first down. It will, as they move the chains, and it's really been a lot of Keegan McAllister as we expected so far on this opening drive.
Yeah, Keegan, he got his blocks there. He found the hole, went straight through. Offensive line doing a nice job creating some space for McAllister. He only needs a little bit of room, and he will barrel forward, pick up those yards.
Very explosive player out of the backfield, and as we saw, catching the ball and running, and he'll be lined up to the right of Bicknell. Bicknell will take the shotgun snap and run it up the middle himself. And a continuous run. He is not stopping. And he's finally tackled by a host of defenders, and the whistle blows after momentum is stopped, and he appears to have gotten enough for the first down, and that'll most likely bring up 1st and goal now inside the 10.
Well, Bicknell, he's not a small guy, 5'11", 190, one of the bigger quarterbacks probably in the league. And he is not afraid to take the ball and run it himself. We saw there, keeping his legs churning forward, picking up a ton of yards.
So it'll be 1st and goal from inside the 10-yard line. And Bicknell, again in the shotgun, to his left is McAllister. Other than that, the empty backfield. Quick snap to McAllister. He takes it off the right tackle, and he'll move it up inside the 5-yard line. So once again, we're seeing Stevens with a little trickery here and trying to be creative against this tough Kearsarge front 7.
Yeah, the Cougars defense, they're hanging in there. You know, they've given up a couple of big plays, but hasn't given up any points yet. Doing an okay job of containing McAllister. You only do too much really with him.
So it'll be 2nd down and goal now, and the snap is going to go again to McAllister, and he gets it off the right side for the touchdown and the early 6-0 lead for the Cardinals.
Easy run there for McAllister, got a few blocks. Ran to the right side. Got the touchdown. Nice opening drive there by the Cardinals. Took them less than 4 minutes here to score.
So McAllister with 4-yard touchdown run to go up 6-0 on this homecoming night, and the extra point is up, and it's good to extend the lead to 7-0 in the early going with 8:27 to go here in the first quarter. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist.
Welcome back, Claremont, New Hampshire. Stevens Cardinals with the early 7-0 lead over the Kearsarge Mount Royal Cougars. They'll be kicking it away, number 30 on the kick, Gabe Spalding. Fielded and returned here. Cougars doing a little trickery, and they had one guy who was being chased, but the ball carrier was free and gets up to the 45-yard line where the Cougars will take over.
Next week's YCN Game of the Week will be traveling to St. Johnsbury as the Hilltoppers host the Bob Whites of Bellows Free Academy. Most games premiere on Saturday night at 7 p.m. on WYCU and WYCI, and at 5 p.m. on WYCX.
That kickoff return, I believe, was number 80, Andrew Normandin. And Andrew, that gives us a chance to talk about this Mount Royal squad, because the co-op as Mount Royal Academy from Sunapee, New Hampshire. As we see the quick pass out there, complete outside of number 3, Brody Mulligan, and he is brought down after a big gain and a big first down. Nicely done there from Mulligan after the catch, getting some nice yards, and then the first down.
Yeah, number 3, the junior there with the catch. Solid play by Kearsarge, moving the ball quickly here. Really coming into this game, obviously the records tell the story. Felt like Kearsarge was the underdog, but sticking with them so far.
They certainly have the talent if they can make the plays, as in high school football, that's what happens, and that's what it comes down to, as we see the nice run there from Gavin Magestro. With the injury, you'll notice his hand, wrist area is in the cast, and talking to Coach Matthews before the game, another Mount Royal player who, this one's injured. It seems like Coach Matthews has had a lot of injuries, not making any excuses, but he mentioned to us that, just talking in the pregame, a lot of injuries, and they continue to pile up. But Magestro, as we've seen on 2 rush attempts now, not really affecting him.
Yeah, he seems to be okay right there. Picking up the first down, moving the chains. A couple of solid runs there by Magestro.
So that'll bring up first down and 10 from the 25-yard line. And once again, another handoff to Magestro. He bounces outside and then cuts back inside. Looked like it was nothing there, and he ends up picking up 5 yards. Nice little run. Good job offensive line, and nice job cutting back to the hole.
Now premiering every Saturday night at 6 p.m. is Yankee Chronicle, followed by Vermont Rap with Keith Hansen. Compelling interviews and provocative commentary regarding today's hot-button political and social issues in Vermont.
So the Cougars really making quick work of this drive, as they've been in the shotgun and handed it off all but one time, and they hand it off again to Magestro. He cuts to the right, then cuts back to the left, and he's going to be inside the 10-yard line, and that'll bring up first and goal for the Cougars. So just like that, in just about fewer than 2 minutes, Cougars have had the ball for about 1 minute and 40 seconds, and they've already got it inside the 10-yard line of the Cardinals.
Yeah, Magestro, really a solid running back, making a number of good cuts, pretty elusive.
Another direct snap to the QB in the shotgun, and then bottled up is number 3, and that's Brody Mulligan, who had the nice catch and run earlier, but this time he's bottled up, and he'll be stopped for a substantial loss all the way back to maybe the 19-yard line is where they'll spot it. They do, and that'll bring up second and goal. Now they have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, the Stevens defense, between 4 games so far, they've only given up 7 points, only 1 touchdown between 4 games. So this would be a well-earned touchdown for Kearsarge if they can punch it in.
Snap again in the shotgun, and then airs it out to the receiver. And that was number 8, Aiden Markoff. Looked like he was open, but just overthrown.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone covering Markoff there, but definitely overthrown. No way he could make a play on the ball. So now third down. Again, this Cardinal defense is very strong. This would just be the second score allowed against Stevens if Kearsarge can complete this drive.
Well, if you're Kearsarge here, you want to be going for it on fourth down if you need to, so get 10 yards here and then try it again. As we see, draw back and the throw is a little bit low from Jala, and that's going to be incomplete, bring up fourth and long. And what was first and goal inside the 10 is now fourth and goal at the 19-yard line.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all of your printing needs. Check for all of our air times by clicking on schedules at ycnnow.com.
So we'll see what Coach Matthews draws up here on fourth and long. At least if you don't get anything in the end zone, maybe keep Stevens back there inside the 10, pick up half the yardage back, and airing it out to the end zone and then overthrown a little bit and out of bounds. That was once again intended for Markov, and it's overthrown, so it'll be a turnover on downs. And Andrew, we'll keep it right here while Stevens comes out, and let's talk about this Kearsarge Mount Royal co-op. We tried to get into that a little bit. You've seen some of the players, Normandin, the kickoff return man, obviously Magestro, and it's a situation where Mount Royal Academy, a small school in Sunapee. They don't have a football team. They don't have some of the varsity athletics. So in order for some of their students to participate, they formed a co-op with Kearsarge. And even though there's not a lot of numbers, at least it seems to be working out so far this season.
Yeah, definitely good for the Kearsarge program. They need a few more players, so good for everybody.
And just like that, we've got another run off the right side. Keegan McAllister for the Cardinals, and he picks up a quick 12 yards and another first down.
Yeah, McAllister definitely one of the better running backs in the division. He's going to continue to be a force here, picking up a ton of first downs. Game that I was at earlier this season against Interlakes, on the very first play from scrimmage, Keegan rattled off, I think, a 65-yard touchdown run. So he's really been a force this season.
Yeah, he has that ability for those explosive plays, and Kearsarge has been hurt sometimes by giving up those explosive plays. As we see this one here, wrapped up in the backfield, but then he bounces free, and he ends up getting about a 4 or 5 yard gain on that one when he was wrapped up by two guys in the Stevens backfield.
Right, well, one-on-one, it's really going to be tough to bring McAllister down. He's just so quick. And you saw there, made a quick move, got out of the backfield, ended up picking up about 5 yards and turned it into a solid gain. What could have been a loss of yards, so really an elusive back.
So the Cardinals with the ball now at the 36-yard line. Have to get to the 41, so second down and 5. Clock moving inside 4.5 minutes. And this one's going to go on a sweep to the outside. Number 2, Baylor Roselle. And he's going to get all the way to the corner before he's pushed backwards, but not before he gets the first down at the 45-yard line.
Another solid player, the senior, number 2, Baylor Roselle. Picked up he's been involved in really a number of solid plays so far this season for Stevens. A punt returner, he's really all over the field, makes a ton of quality plays, and you saw him there picking up the first down along the left sideline.
So clock moving here in the first quarter as we approach 4 minutes to play. First down and 10. Stevens leading Kearsarge Mount Royal 7-0 in the early going. They need to get to the 45-yard line of the Cougars for the first down, and there's Roselle again. He goes up the middle. He's pushed backwards, but his forward momentum brings him to the 47 and a 2-yard gain, second down and 8.
Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We'll choose the team member that had the greatest impact on tonight's contest.
So right now in the early going, we've seen a lot from Keegan McAllister, and then Roselle getting a little bit of action on this drive. And this one taking the snap was Roselle, and he's not able to find any room out of the backfield. So once again, Stevens really keeping this Cougar defense on their toes. Loss of 4 yards puts them back to, I believe it's the 41-yard line. 41-yard line, they need to get to the 45 of the Cougars. 14 yards on third down. And here's where the Cougars really want to make that stop. Can't afford to give up the big play. They've played them very well so far on this drive. And there's the throw outside and complete in the flat to number 20, Damon Roy, who breaks free, and he gets just to the first down mark. Depends where they spot him. And I think they're going to say first down, and they do. The ball is on the 45-yard line exactly, just enough for a first down, and they move the chains.
Well, really, Stevens, a dynamic offense. They can do a number of things to hurt you. Obviously, they can run the ball with McAllister. But Bignell will drop back every now and then and throw the ball. And, of course, we saw Roselle take a snap there, too. So you really got to be on your toes if you're going up against them on defense.
Another big play given up by the Cougars on 3rd and 14. And this time the snap out of the shotgun and then be taken right up the middle by Bignell. And he'll really go nowhere. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. And it's 2nd down and 10. And Kearsarge has done well, but once again, those big plays, as we saw McAllister running a couple big plays on the opening drive and then converting there on the pass play from Bignell to Roy on 3rd and 14. Kearsarge really has got to stay focused, stay in their lanes, stay in coverage. Don't let the Cardinals get anything big. So Bignell in the shotgun. Man goes in motion. He'll run it up the middle himself, but he's tackled by a couple defenders, and I believe that was 75 there on the tackle. Nolan Haley getting the tackle, and once again, 3rd and 10 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Stevens not scoring as easily as they had hoped here. Kearsarge defense playing pretty well right now. They have allowed the 1 touchdown, but first quarter is almost up, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, if you're Kearsarge right now, you've got to be really happy with the way you've played, but if you don't get your defense off the field, It's really all for naught. Extended those drives, and the direct snap, quick play there to number 24 on the Cardinals. That is McAllister again, and he gets a host of defenders on his back and carries them all the way to the first down, and once again giving up the big play on 3rd and long, and just really got to be disappointed if you're the Cougars on that one.
Yeah, the Cardinals really there executing when they have to on those 3rd downs and picking up the yardage they need to move the chains. Looking good so far. But yeah, Kearsarge have done, their defense has been solid, but when they've really had to bear down, they've given up those first down plays. So they've slowed their scoring, but Stevens still moving the chains.
And you don't want to be putting yourself in those positions if you're the Cardinals every time, as we see the drop back and intercepted by Jala there. Just picked it off as he saw it coming from a mile away. Gets away from one tackler and cuts back across the field. He's just going to run out of bounds. He doesn't need to get hit, as obviously important position on the offensive side of the ball. He'll just take the interception and run it out of bounds after a nice return, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. So we'll step aside with the Cardinals leading the Cougars 7-0 after 1 quarter here in Claremont, New Hampshire. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by LaValle Building Supply and Middleton Building Supply.
The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by MyTV every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch their new season premiere the week of September 24th with Law & Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. Mount Sunapee, a special New Hampshire ski and summer resort. They say we are familiar, we are warm, and we are fun. We are Sunapee. Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948, committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products, and enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. And by La Valley and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide. Second quarter about to get underway as we take another look at that last play to end the quarter. And looked like Bicknell was throwing it up there and didn't quite get enough on it. Kind of hung up there too long, and Jala was able to pick that off. Kind of got under it like a center fielder and just took it the other way. And now, just like that, Magestro takes it the other way on the big gain to open the quarter. Another 12-yard run for this Kearsarge Mount Royal team, and they are really playing strong. Like you said, giving up a couple big plays, but other than that, they're really hanging in. And obviously, like you said, only one touchdown in that first quarter. You got to think, if you're Kearsarge, I know you're down on the scoreboard, but you're happy after that first quarter. And Magestro again, a little scamper on first down, and they'll get to the 49-yard line. Cougars trying to move the ball. They moved the ball nicely the first time they had it, just kind of ran out of steam at the end. So we'll take a timeout as there's a timeout on the field. 11:25 to go in the second quarter. Kearsarge and Stevens locked in a tight one.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide in Claremont, New Hampshire. Kearsarge Mount Royal trailing the Stevens Cardinals 7-0, but Cougars with the football here. Second down and 4. This time the handoff goes to number 21, Brody Messer, and he picks up about 4 yards, and they are going to give him enough. That's the first down.
Tune in every Saturday at 9 p.m. for Sports Wrap, taking a look at local high school sports in our area.
So here we go, 1st and 10. And the pass is dropped in and out of the hands of Brendan Akpen. And a nice throw there by Jala, which was right on target and over the middle. I don't know if he heard footsteps or what happened there, but got to catch those.
Yeah, and Akpan, I think he knows the mistake he made. Really hit him right in the chest. Could not have been a more perfect pass by Jala.
So they'll do it again, 2nd and 10. Jala in the backfield in the shotgun with Magestro next to him. Fakes the handoff, and he'll keep it himself all the way up the middle, making a couple nice moves, and finally brought down by the defender, number 30, Gabe Spalding, but not before a big first down gain, and continuing to move the chains are these Cougars. This one goes to Magestro. It looked like he slipped there as he was trying to cut back. He still manages to fall forward and gain a couple yards.
Yeah, I believe this is Kearsarge. They're only their second drive of the night. Stevens doing a nice job of controlling possession in that first quarter. But the Cougars doing a nice job of moving the ball, moving the chains forward. Like we said, felt like Kearsarge was the underdog, but right now they're looking pretty evenly matched right here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Stevens who moved the ball well in their first drive, scoring the quick touchdown. But Kearsarge answered right back with a good drive, just stalled out. As we see Jala airing it out deep and just a little overthrown, so that'll incompletion will bring up 3rd down and long. And then Stevens moving the ball nicely on their second drive, just turning it over on the interception. And now Kearsarge, as you mentioned, with the second possession of the night for them. And here's that 3rd down where we've seen Stevens able to convert on 3rd down. We'll see if the Cougars can do that. Coaches relaying the play into the Cougar offense. Jala in the shotgun and Magestro to his left, 4 wides. And Jala's going to fake and keep it himself. He's looking for some daylight. Tries to find a hole. He doesn't get the first down, but picks up enough yards, Andrew. You might be going for it here on 4th and short.
Yeah, I'm guessing they will go for it. I'm not sure with their kicking situation how confident they are in kicking field goals,
Right.
but they are pretty far down the field. I think this is 4th down territory, so yeah, I think you go for it. It looks like that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, so they need about 4 yards to get the first down, so they'll try it again here with, once again, Magestro in the backfield. He gets the handoff, goes off right tackle, and skirts through the hole.
It's close.
It is going to be very close. They need to get to the
Yeah, I don't think they got
20-yard
it.
line. Looks like they're going to mark him just short unless they spot it. That's a close spot, and they are going to say he was short. They need to get to the 20, and it looks like the nose of the football is just short of the 20-yard line. So turnover on downs, but if you're Kearsarge, one of these drives, you obviously need to punch it in the end zone. You can't not score. But once again, a nice long drive.
Yep.
Kept the ball in their possession, moved it down the field, so at least you give Stevens a little bit tougher field position to start.
Right, you got to your opponent's 20-yard line. Both of the drives stalled out, but at least you're moving the ball well, and they weren't terrible drives.
Now here's going to come up big on defense, but McAllister breaks it on the first play, and he's going to get all the way to the 45, 46-yard line on that first play, so a big gain of 26 yards, and we've seen him do that multiple times tonight, and that's that big playability of the Cardinals.
Yeah, they definitely have that ability with the pieces they have, and really solid blocking right now for McAllister, getting the holes that he needs. Stevens moving the ball very, very easily here tonight. Still only 7 points, though.
At the 47-yard line, first down snap. That one goes directly to Damon Roy, who bounces off a couple would-be tacklers and ends up getting about 6-7 yards on that play. Maybe 5 yards. They'll give him 5 yards at the 48-yard line of the Cougars, so that'll bring up 2nd and 5, but keeping it on the ground, keeping the clock moving. We're inside 9 minutes to play here, and only 7 points so far. That would be one of the lower scoring games for the Cardinals. They beat Newport only 19-0 in their second game. All the other 3 games, they've scored over 40 points, as we see the running back falling forward for another 3 yards and bringing up 3rd and 2 here.
Today's telecast is being brought to you in part by MJ Harrington, jewelers and designers in Newport, New Hampshire. And you can watch any of our local shows anytime at YCNnow.com.
So another 3rd down here, and we've seen this a lot for the Cardinals. Even when it's 3rd and long, they've been able to convert. So you got to imagine here on 3rd and short, 3rd and only 2 yards, they'll be able to get that. And the direct snap goes to McAllister, and he breaks free right up the middle. Really nobody there to stop him on that one, and he picks up more than 2 yards. He picks up about 12 yards and gets another first down.
Yeah, another direct snap to McAllister. We've seen that a number of times here tonight. Been pretty effective. Keegan doing a nice job of immediately getting the ball and running forward, finding the hole. Stevens marching down the field here quickly.
Yeah, and that's something that these guys can do at this level, where sometimes they get too fancy or they try to cut it outside or get some, just a little too much. He's taking the ball and just hitting the hole and getting up there and getting the first down, as we see the direct snap. The only man in the backfield, I guess he was lined up technically as a quarterback, Gabe Spalding. He takes it and gets over the line of scrimmage for a few yards. Now, Andrew, in that game that because you had said you were here for the Interlakes Moultonborough game,
right,
were they doing as much trickery, or is this kind of something that Coach Silva maybe pulled out for tonight's kind of rivalry game against Kearsarge, maybe knowing that Coach Matthews might know something about them?
Right, I don't think there was as much trickery, but they were still snapping the ball, not always to the quarterback. A number of different guys were getting the snap, and they were running a ton, so similar looking offense, but I think there is a little bit more trickery here tonight.
So Bicknell has 2 running backs in the backfield with him, and the fake handoff to the first guy, and the second guy is Spalding. He gets it, and he gets wrapped up in that backfield for a pretty good loss, as they'll move him back about 3 yards.
I believe that was number 75 from Kearsarge, Nolan Haley there with the sack.
So they'll bring up 3rd down and long. Once again, timeout on the field. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by M.J. Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948.
Here we go, 3rd down and long as the Cardinals have been in this position a lot tonight. 3rd down, they've converted a lot tonight. And another trick play with a direct snap, the fake run, and then aired out, but thrown a little long by McAllister. And we've seen him take that direct snap and run with that, but this time they decided to change it up, and they go a little long. And decision time now for Coach Silva as you wonder if, you know, you probably could pick up 13 yards, but do you really want to give the Cougars good field position?
Yeah, that to me right there, that's the definition of a trick play.
Right.
When someone besides your quarterback drops back to pass the ball. Definitely the trickiest we've seen so far, and it does look like the Cardinals will elect to punt here.
So Spalding will take the snap, and the kick is away. It might have been tipped a little bit by the defender. And Kearsarge, everyone running away from it. Right. They don't want to touch it, and it's going to be downed by the Cardinals at 22-yard line. So Cougars will take over. 6:20 to play here before halftime. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Mount Sunapee Resort. Fun for all seasons.
Welcome back. Barnes Park, homecoming weekend in Claremont, where the Cardinals and Cougars playing tonight. 7-0 lead for the Cardinals as the Cougars get the ball back now for their 3rd time. Haven't really been able to do much on their first 2 possessions, turning it over on downs after a pretty decent drive. See if they can have a better result this time.
YCN is now affiliated with the Heroes and Icons Network on WYCI and WYCU. Watch our new programs every weekday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and MyTV on WYCI from 8 to 10 p.m.
Jala dropping back to pass out of the shotgun. He's going to roll to his left, and he's going to just flip it over the head of the defender. That one went to Magestro, and that was a kind of a risky play there because only one good arm there to catch with. You got to be careful tossing it to Magestro with a cast on one of his hands. But got away with it, incomplete. Now 3rd and 8. From 25-yard line. They have to get to the 33, maybe the 32 and a half. 5:41 to play in the 2nd quarter. Nice pass there, right over the middle, and completed to Normandin. Nice catch there.
Yeah, Andrew Normandin, one of the few players from Mount Royal, making the catch, able to hang on, a little bit of a bobble there, but hung on to the ball. Solid athlete in Normandin, also a basketball star for the Royals.
So Cougars pick up the 1st down, 3rd down conversion. They keep the chains moving. And the first play here, Magestro takes it off the left side, cuts back up the middle, and he looks like he's got another 1st down. Will it be enough? If not, it's just short. And it is. So another 1st down just like that. Cougars had the ball in their own territory, and now it's 2 plays, and it's at the 41-yard line of the Cardinals.
They're loving this no-huddle kind of offense.
Yeah, Kearsarge is really keeping the Cardinals on their toes as Jala, nicely done to deke a couple defenders. And he gets another good run. Probably another 1st down, and they are moving the chains. So 1st and 10, just outside the 30-yard line.
The Cougars, they really need to take advantage of one of these long drives. They can't come up short here again. You know, back-to-back drives of 80-plus yards coming up short, and now another one here. They got to score here.
Yeah, and especially that big 3rd down conversion, and that's not what you want on 1st down. And that might have been the center or the quarterback because the entire line moved. It wasn't just one guy. So that that was something where somebody didn't snap the ball when they were supposed to.
Right. It did seem like multiple guys jumped at the same moment, so it's not like they all...
they all missed it.
It's not like they all missed it, so yeah, I'm sure there was some kind of miscommunication there. Ball should have been snapped.
So we'll do it again. 1st and 15. They have to get just to the 20-yard line The first down, maybe the 21. Jala with the empty backfield. He drops back to pass, and the throw is a little high. Markov can't get to that one, and then he's ambushed after the incompletion.
Yeah, and that flag there, that's really, plays like that have been killing these Kearsarge drives. They've gotten deep down the field and then have just been backed up, having to get more than 10 yards for a first down. Just haven't been able to do it. Now 2nd and 15. Still, it's going to be tough to complete here, or to convert here. I mean, and especially with Stevens' defense, they've just been so rock solid all season long.
Little huddle there on the middle of the field. The referees, they're just making sure they have everything right. I think there was a question if there was maybe roughing the passer, or maybe an illegal hit or something, but they were saying the ball was tipped, and because after what happened was, I think that ball hit Markov, and once it was tipped, then you can hit the receiver and it's not pass interference. So I think maybe Coach Matthews was asking about that, and so they'll do it again. 2nd and 15, and nice little run there out of the shotgun. That's number 21, Brody Messer, called his name a few times, and he gives it a good effort on 2nd and long.
A nice run there by Messer. Coming into this game, we knew Magestro still had a broken finger, I believe it is, but been pretty solid here. But other guys like Messer have been filling in nicely when they've had to.
There's Messer again on 3rd and 3, and he has plenty there across the 20-yard line into the red zone. And once again, this Cougar team really moving the ball nicely, but it's been inside these 20, 25-yard line where they've stalled out. They really need a different story, a different ending to this drive than the first two.
Yeah, and there is the flag down. Not sure who that's against.
It's on the near side of the field.
Right.
Not where the play was, not even close to where the play was. So I'm not sure if it was like a infraction of the bench or something, or say it's an unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense on the Cardinals.
The flag was thrown right when the ball was snapped, so something must have been said. Not sure there.
So they'll march off the yardage, and it'll be a half the distance of the goal. So they'll basically put the ball at the 10-yard line, I believe, is where it will be. Maybe 11. I think they're going to spot it at the 11. They can get the first down again before the end zone. So 1st and 10 from the 11. They may not need the first down, as rumbling into the end zone, and the touchdown, Cougars. I believe that was that Magestro? Or
I believe it was Cabin, yeah. I think Cabin ran it in. Had some blockers in front of him. And really that flag there against Stevens really helped Kearsarge out. And the Cardinals just gave up in 4+ games now, just their 2nd touchdown of the season.
So at 4:18 of the second quarter, now going for 2. Jala makes the pass, and it is dropped by number 13, Brendan Achman. And that would have given the Cougars the 8-7 lead, but instead they now trail 7-6. 4:18 to play here before the half. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by New London Hospital, an affiliate of Dartmouth Hitchcock.
Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide here in Claremont, where the Cougars have just scored a touchdown, and now the kick goes off the side of the foot. I don't know if it was intentionally an onside kick, but didn't quite go the 10 yards regardless. And the Cardinals jumped on it, so it'll be Cardinal football, but there is going to be a penalty because the Cougars did touch it, so they'll have an illegal touching. So it'll be at the 49-yard line, and then decline the penalty, because if you take the penalty, I think it's a re-kick.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no sense. They don't want him to re-kick that one. So Kearsarge Mount Royal trailing 7-6, 4:18 to play. Stevens with the football on the Cougar 49. Bicknell in the shotgun, handing it off to McAllister, who runs up the middle over the line of scrimmage, gets a couple yards, but pushed. Yeah, the ball came out, but I think they said he was down because his forward momentum was stopped after a 3-yard gain. The ball's at the 46-yard line.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Mascoma Savings Bank, mutually owned with no shareholders to please. If you want your local event televised into YCN's nearly 300,000 TV households, contact us at info@ycnnow.com.
So second down and about 7 here. Bicknell dropping back, throwing the pass in a little bit of traffic, but it was held on to by Roy. Picked up a yard, so give him credit for holding on to that, and then he's shoved down, so a short gain. That'll bring up 3rd and 6, and another third down for the Cardinals. Can the Cougars get them off the field?
Kearsarge and their pass rushing has been pretty solid, making Stevens quarterback Quentin Bicknell a little uncomfortable, having to get rid of the ball a little faster than he'd like.
Right.
They're really disrupting some of his throws.
So 3rd down and about 6. Bicknell dropping back to pass. Pass rush not quite there, and then the throw is low. Not sure if they're going to say completion or not. They will say it was completed. It's going to be short of the first down marker. Owen Taylor on the catch.
Nice reception by Taylor. The ball was thrown low. He had to go down and get it, but I guess he made the catch. Ball didn't hit the ground. Nice reception by him. And really in this game, 7-6 right now. Kearsarge, it really feels like they're winning this battle. I know they're down. I know a couple of their long drives stalled out, but just a 1-point game before halftime here. Really a solid first half for the Cougars.
Yeah, good job defensively. Obviously giving up a couple of big plays, and this one goes to McAllister on the direct snap, and he runs it up the middle off the left side and gets plenty of yards. It basically gets 5-6 yards. Only needed 1 or 2 for the first down, and he'll pick it up there. And you're right, Andrew, with this Kearsarge team, we didn't know what to expect. Obviously, they've had some injuries. They've had a tough start of the season, and the Cardinals, as we mentioned, great start to the season. And both these teams have played great so far today. Just couple turnovers and some stalled drives, and it's only 7-6 Cardinals lead. There's McAllister punishing that defense. Took about 4 Cougar defenders to take him down after gaining 11, 12 yards. I think he got enough for the first.
Yeah, the Cougars, they're giving up yards to McAllister, giving up those first down plays, but they haven't given up that home run play where Stevens Cardinal has been able to rattle off, a 20, 30, 40-plus yard touchdown. They've avoided those plays, and so far only allowing 7 points. It's paid off.
Clock moving, approaching 1:30 to play as we see McAllister take it again up the middle, and Cardinals are content to just keep running the ball. They have plenty of time, and they still have a timeout left. No need to give the ball back to the Cougars with any time left here on this first half. And if you're the Cougars, you want to just keep that ball carrier in front of you. We approach 1 minute to play before halftime. McAllister is going to take the snap, drop back, and he looks to throw. He's going to be, looked like he was wrapped up, and then he breaks free for a big gain and a broken play. McAllister with a big gain and another Cardinals first down.
Yeah, a lot of times tonight it seemed like the play was going to be over. McAllister was going to get tackled for a loss, but he sticks with the play, runs forward, and picks up a first down.
Zach Gowen was the tackler, or the would-be tackler. Didn't quite wrap him up, so big first down, and now Cardinals will take their final timeout, 55 seconds to play. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Inside a minute to play here, where the Cardinals are threatening to score for the second time tonight. McAllister out of the game, and that handoff goes to Roselle. He gets to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. They'll bring up second down and goal. Clock moving now. Cardinals using their final timeout, so want to take some time, but don't want to rush it here. We've got plenty of time. And they're just going to try and get something going here. I'm not sure what they were trying to do there. Didn't really look like it was much of a play. So it'll be 3rd down and goal now. And now they're hurrying, no timeouts, 15 seconds to go. Bicknell under center, he drops back. He's going to look to pass, rolling to his right as a man. It's tipped and dropped. Jala almost had another interception. So that'll be 4th down. Kind of a weird sequence of events here, Andrew, in the last minute. So the timeout was called, and then we cut away, and as we were in commercial, it looked like McAllister, I don't know if he got hit or if what happened? He threw up on the field, and he came out of the game. And then that last play not the last play, but the previous play by Stevens, a little confusion there, and now we've got a 4th down and a timeout on the field. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Field goal attempt coming up for the Cardinals, and that ball is up and no good. Number 30, Gabe Spalding. So after that drive by the Cardinals, they come away with no points. And at the half, here at Barnes Park, it's the Cardinals 7, the Cougars 6. We'll take a break. Come back for half number 2 on the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Harris Family Furniture in Plymouth, Laconia, and Chichester.
The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by MyTV every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch their new season premiere the week of September 24th with Law & Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. Mount Sunapee, a special New Hampshire ski and summer resort. They say we are familiar, we are warm, and we are fun. We are Sunapee. Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948, committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products, and enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. And by La Valley and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week, second half, about to get underway. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerride, and Andrew, that first half, as we talked about it throughout the entire first half, really close one. Kearsarge kind of got to feel like they got the upper hand, especially receiving the opening kickoff here.
Yeah, definitely down by just 1 point. This is anyone's game. Kearsarge having a really solid first half there.
And Normandin will take the kickoff back, runs into his own man, then gets tripped up, and he'll be tackled at the 34-yard line. That's where they'll start, take over. And that first half, a couple scores, as we mentioned. The first one, 8:24 to go in the first quarter, was a 4-yard touchdown run by Cardinals running back Keegan McAllister to put them up 7-0 with the extra point. And then responding to that one with 4:18 to go in the second quarter was number 5, Gavin Magestro, with a nice 11-yard touchdown run. And that got them to 1 point, 7-6, and then they went for 2, missed the 2-point conversion. So that's where we stand, 7-6. Jala with the fake handoff, and he'll keep it himself. High stepping over a defender and then cutting back up the middle. Nice gain there. Halfway to the next first down. It'll be second down and about 4.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Bubba's Bar and Grill, overlooking the beautiful Newberry Harbor on Lake Sunapee.
So second down. And another handoff there up the middle, and that'll be enough for a first down. And once again, Magestro on the carry. And Andrew, going into this game, we talked to Coach Matthews. He didn't really know what to expect because Magestro had just recently broken his hand, his finger, and had put the cast on. They didn't know if they were going to have surgery. It turned out he didn't. So he's been practicing, had a good week of practice. But as we know, game speed is a little bit different. And really, by all accounts, he's had a heck of a game.
Yeah, he has, doing very well, being a very effective back so far.
And Jala's going to air that one out, and he has Normandin on the catch. Nicely done. He put that ball in a perfect place. The only guy who could get to it was Normandin, 2 defenders, and I think they were both surprised to see the ball right there in front of him.
Yeah, what a perfectly thrown ball there by Jala. A nice catch there by Normandin, diving for the play. I'm almost positive that's the farthest or the deepest throwing play we've had so far.
Yeah, no question about that one, and that ball goes up the middle, a little run there, and nothing going on first down. Yeah, by far the deepest throw, and I think that's even maybe the longest play from scrimmage. I know in the early going, the Cardinals had a couple long plays, and they were all just dump-off passes, but that was a beautiful throw. And a nice catch also there, as Normandin, we've seen him have some nice plays. He caught a big third down over the middle to convert on 3rd and 13 earlier. And there's Jala. He'll keep it himself, and nothing going on there as he's sacked by a couple defenders, and that'll bring up 3rd and long here for the Cougars.
Well, the Cardinals defense, once again, very strong in the red zone. We've seen a couple of Kearsarge's earlier deep drives be stopped on 4th down, so just because Kearsarge has the ball this far down the field doesn't mean they're going to score. And that first half touchdown that Stevens gave up was only their 2nd touchdown allowed on the season. So let's see if Kearsarge can get another one here.
So 3rd and 15 from the 25. Don't need to get it all back here. It's 4-down territory. Jala will drop back to pass. Nice job there to Markov. Flag on the play. A couple flags coming in. And there's going to be some extracurricular activities there from a couple players on both sides. And it was a nice play there by Cougars, and they almost get the first down. It'll be 4th and short, but we'll see what the outcome of the 2 penalty flags are. There was one penalty flag thrown during the play that looked like it might have been like a holding or a block in the back or a legal block or something. Then after the play was over, another flag came in the area, and that might have been for a personal foul of some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct. And they are going to talk it over with Captain Bicknell. I think he's asking which flag they want to take or what they want to do. So we'll see what the call is on the field.
Looks like Kearsarge will be moved back.
Right, so the illegal block in the back is going to be declined, and then they're going to call the pass interference. That will be accepted. So that'll put them replay of 3rd down.
So,
and probably from the line of scrimmage, so they'll move it back 10 yards. So it'll be something like 3rd and 25 probably.
So pass interference against the offense.
Right. So that was, a strange call there, as because I'm pretty sure the first one looked like a block in the back signal, and they declined it. Because if it was a block in the back, it would have been taken off yardage from the spot of the penalty. But the pass interference would be taken back from the line of scrimmage. So now we got all this settled out, and it's 3rd and long from the 40-yard line. They need to get to the 20-yard line. So 3rd and 20, and it throws deep again to Norman. It turns around, makes the catch. He breaks free from his defender. Touchdown, Cougars. So just like that, on 3rd and 25, a 40-yard touchdown from Jala to Normandin. And now the Cougars lead 12-7.
Wow, another very strong throw, perfectly placed throw there by Jala. Right to Normandin. Normandin made the play, avoided one tackler, ran it in for the touchdown. That is just the 2nd touchdown allowed by Stevens third touchdown allowed by Stevens on the season. Second in this game. So Kearsarge's offense rolling here to start off the second half.
Yeah, nicely done. They don't take 3 minutes. They get in the end zone. Now they'll go for 2 to try and make it 14-7. And Jala keeps it himself. He gets the 2-point conversion. And the Cougars with the 14-7 lead, the first time the Cardinals have trailed all season long. And as you said, the second touchdown of the game, which is only their third of the season. So if you're the Cardinals, you want to respond quickly when you get the ball back. 9:22 to go here in the third quarter. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist.
Here we go. Cougars kicking off after the touchdown with only about 2 minutes and 38 seconds off the clock. The short kick returned from the 30-yard line, and then the returner, number 2, Roselle, blows up a couple Cougar defenders, special teamers, keeps on trucking. So first down here for the Cardinals. They'll start with the ball now at their own 37-yard line. Trying to get back into this game. I mean, they're not out of the game, but trying to at least tie this game back up here.
Next week's YCN Game of the Week will be traveling to St. Johnsbury as the Hilltoppers host the Bob Whites of Bellows Free Academy. Most games premiere at Saturday night at 7 p.m. on WYCU and WYCI and 5 p.m. on WYCX.
McAllister takes a snap. He goes right up the middle. He barrels forward and gets across midfield into Cougar territory to the 49-yard line. And first down, and the chains move now as the Cougars would like to play some defense and hold that lead, but the Cardinals have other ideas. The Cardinals, with the touchdown in the first half, and then they kind of messed up. I mean, they kind of botched that end of the half scenario where they thought they were stopping the clock, but they knelt it by mistake, and then they missed the field goal, so they went in the locker room only with a 1-point lead instead of what could have been an 8-point lead, or at worst, maybe a 4-point lead if you get the field goal. So they'd like to answer that touchdown, and there is another yard or two, and that'll bring up second down.
Now premiering every Saturday night at 6 p.m. is Yankee Chronicle, followed by Vermont Rap with Keith Hansen. Compelling interviews and provocative commentary regarding today's hot-button political and social issues in Vermont.
Snap to McAllister again. He goes behind a trio of blockers, but he really gets nowhere. He gets to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up another 2 or 3 yards. Brings it to the 46-yard line, but they need to get to the 39 for a first down, so it'll bring up another third down, 3rd and 7. We've seen a lot of third downs from the Cardinals. They've actually converted more than they haven't. So see if they can do that here. And one big difference tonight from both teams is this Cardinals team, they like to huddle up and take their time, as opposed to the Cougars. They'll run a hurry-up offense and keep it going. So 3rd and 7. The snap and the handoff goes to Roselle. He cuts to the outside. He's fighting for those yards. He's going to be short of the first down. They're going to mark him where his forward momentum was stopped. That's at the 39.5-yard line. But he still needs to pick up another yard to get that first down. So you got to imagine Coach Silva, easy call here. 4th and 1, you go for it.
Yeah, I think he will go for it. This would be a huge stop for Kearsarge, though. If they can get the ball back on downs right here. Almost midfield after just scoring a touchdown. This is a huge play right here.
Inside 7 minutes to play here. Here's the snap, and Bicknell's going to take it himself, and he's going to get the first down without really much of a question. He breaks free for another 8 yards after the first down and gets to the 31-yard line. That'll bring up first down and move the chains. So another third down conversion. The Cardinals have done that, and they've made a habit of those third down conversions tonight. Really, I think the only couple of times that they haven't converted was down at the goal line where they were sacked. They missed the field goal. They threw an interception earlier, and they did have one punt. So really, they've only failed to convert on third or fourth down only once. And there's McAllister taking the high snap and falling forward for about 3 yards, what looks to be, inside the 30-yard line. That'll bring up second down. Clock moving. We're just about halfway through this third quarter. Kearsarge had the ball once, and Stevens, it's their first time. So both these teams keeping the ball on the ground, keeping the clock moving.
Yeah, and toward the end of that first half, Keegan McAllister came off the field. Looked like he was sick on the field. Came off, had to sit down. Trainer looked at him, but he's back in the game, ready to go.
Little movement on the line. Looked a little early, but no flag.
Oh.
And there's McAllister. He's going to break free, and he's going to get all the way to the goal line, but then he's tripped up, or just at the 2-yard line maybe. So a big gain there. Just barely. And he almost fell into the end zone, but his knee was down, and they're going to put the ball down at the 2-yard line. That'll bring up first and goal, and very good chance for the Cardinals to punch one in here with 4 tries. McAllister takes a snap, falls over the line, and he gets the touchdown. So it only took 1 try from the 2-yard line, and they get to within 1. Extra point pending here before they tie it up.
Yeah, an easy run there for McAllister. And the Cougars defense really all night long, they've done a nice job of preventing those big touchdown runs there. They were able to wrap up McAllister just before the goal line, but he gets in there for the touchdown. Stevens trying to tie things up here. And what a quick answer for the Cardinals.
Yeah, a good one there as they got the ball just about 9:15, and they were able to score in 3.5 minutes, and the extra point is good, and that ties it up at 14 apiece. So Keegan McAllister's second touchdown of the night for the Cardinals ties it up 14 apiece on the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by La Valley Building Supply and Middleton Building Supply.
Welcome back. Stevens Cardinals kicking off after the nice touchdown to tie it up, and fielded by the Cougars, and a nice run back, another nice return. They've had a couple nice returns tonight. That one was number 8, Aiden Markoff, and he gets back to the 45-yard line, and that's where the Cougars will take over. And Andrew, right now, we're tied up 14 apiece, 5:18 to play, only 1 possession each in this quarter. If you're the Cougars, you're going to be really happy with the position that you're in. You figure it's only the first half or the first quarter, but now you're over halfway through the third quarter with the ball and a tie game.
Yeah, you definitely got to feel good if you're the Cougars coming into this game 0-4 against the 4-0 Cardinals. Tie game here in the third quarter. Kearsarge, in my mind, definitely winning this one right now.
Jala cuts to the left. He doesn't have anything, but he gets back to the right and picks up a block. He's able to at least dive back to the line of scrimmage to save himself from getting a sack, and he'll bring up second down and 10 from the 45.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all of your printing needs, and check for all of our air times by clicking on schedules at ycnnow.com.
So second down and 10. Jala in the shotgun. Magestro to his right. He's going to pass, and he airs it out. And that one is overthrown just a little bit. Markoff couldn't quite get to that. Kind of laid out there a little late. And missed that one. So now quickly third down comes up for the Cougars. And the Cardinals really looking like they can come up big if they get a stop here, because you're at the 45-yard line. It's really too early for the Cougars. You'd be punting this away. So big stop coming up here. Third and 10. Jala in the shotgun with Magestro moving to his left in motion. Jala's going to throw it. He completes the pass, and no defenders were able to bring down the receiver. That's number 13, Brendan Akpin, and he gets a big first down.
Akpin finally making a reception. Seen a couple of balls go right off his fingertips in this game. But that one right at his chest, had to make the catch, did. Picked up a number of yards. Kearsarge moving the ball quickly.
So a big third down conversion. We've seen a couple of those, and this one will go back to Magestro. He's dancing in the backfield, but can't dance away from the defender as Owen Taylor wraps him up and knocks him back maybe half a yard. Approaching 4 minutes to play. Cougar offensive players looking towards the sideline, getting the play call. Jala will be in the shotgun. Magestro lining up to his left. 4 wide receivers. Split out 2 on each side. Now Majestro's just to the backside right, and fake handoff. Jala will take it up the middle, and he'll be stuffed for a 2 or 3 yard gain. Bring up third down. Another third down opportunity for the Cougars.
Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We'll choose the team member that had the greatest impact on tonight's contest.
Third and 7, ball on the 29-yard line. 4 down territory here for the Cougars, I would imagine. Jala takes the snap out of the shotgun. He's got time. He's grabbed by the jersey, but he runs away from the tackler, skates to the outside, runs to the first down marker, and it looks like he's got enough.
Seemed like Jala was maybe going to get sacked. There was a defender in on him grabbing his jersey, but he rolled to his left, broke free, picked up the first down. Nice move by Jala.
So another big conversion there, and both these teams now. At first it was just Stevens who was kind of converting those third downs, and Kearsarge Mount Royal was giving them up, and now the Cougars are converting those third downs on offense. First and 10. Jala in the shotgun, 2 running backs next to him, but before the snap, we'll have a flag. I believe there was some movement up front. And they're going to call offsides on the Cardinals, so another 5 yards, a free play. Free 5 yards, and that's not what you want to give a team who's clearly got some momentum going, and they've figured out how to run this offense.
Yeah, the Cougars will take every flag in their favor they can get. One helped out their first touchdown. That was early in the first half.
So first down and 5. Handoff give to number 21, Brody Messer, and inside 3 minutes, Cougars are intent to take their time, keep the ball on the ground. Second down and 5. Cougars taking their time. They don't really huddle up, but they don't hurry up either. And here's Jala. He's going to look to run, but then he pulls it down and he'll pass. And he overthrows the receiver, number 30, Nathan Harris, and come up incomplete. Third down and 5.
The YCN scoreboard sponsor is La Valley and Middleton Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion.
Third and 5, all on the 15-yard line. They got to get it to the 10-yard line for the first down. Jala in the shotgun, Magestro to his right. The handoff goes to Magestro. He cuts it back. He's still running, staying on his feet, and he's tackled, though, after the first down, but inside the 5-yard line.
Another good run there by Magestro.
Yes,
seems really like his cast is not affecting his play at all tonight. Been very effective.
Hand off again to Magestro. He cuts it to the left side. This time he's wrapped up. Not going to go anywhere. And you know, the real interesting thing is he has not even looked like he's fumbled the football or had any problem with any handoffs. And and it does seem to be his opposite hand. He's not usually taking handoffs like that. But he's really done a nice job of that, and they've been really cautious to make sure the exchange from the quarterback to the running back, and so far, this Cougars team, he's played the role nicely.
Yeah, you're definitely worried about ball security with a running back with a broken hand or finger or whatever it is, but like you said, very solid tonight, no issues. Oh.
And then wrapped up in the backfield is number 21, Messer. A big stop there on second down. That'll bring up 3rd and goal. Remember, they were at the 2 or 3 yard line, so now it's 3rd and goal from the 12.
And that was Stevens' quarterback, Quentin Bicknell, there on the sack or on the tackle. Nice job by him. Two-way player, effective on offense and defense. And Kearsarge, they've really had to work in the red zone to score these touchdowns. The Cardinals do not give them up easy.
Normandin in motion to the left side, but before we have that play, the Cougars want to talk at over 50 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Tied up 14 apiece. YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice.
Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide. 3rd quarter of action here from Claremont, New Hampshire, where Kearsarge looking to take the lead. Jala doesn't have anybody open, but he finds a man in the back of the end zone, and it's just overthrown. Nathan Harris, and a big 3rd down and goal goes for naught, and now it's 4th and goal out of the timeout. They had plenty of time, but they had plenty of time for a reason, because Cardinals really didn't rush anybody. They dropped everybody back into coverage. No reason to get beat, and they've seen they have gotten beat before, so they said they weren't going to get beat on 3rd and goal from the 12, and now we'll come up with 4th and goal from the 12, and it looks like Cougars will go for it. Jala in the shotgun, rolling to his right. Looks like he has a man open. Normandin had it in his hands. I don't know if he would have gone across on the goal line, but either way, he drops it, or it's batted away, and it's an incompletion, turnover on downs. So that'll be Stevens football. And they'll take over here on the 11-yard line. So we'll keep it here. Only 36 seconds to go in this quarter. And once again, if you're the Cougars, it's hard to keep taking these moral victories on the field, but you had a good drive, and now you pinned them back at the 11-yard line. They've got to go 89 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, still a tie game. I mean, everything about this game right now, the situation Kearsarge is in, they're winning this game, and they're winning the matchup, in my opinion.
Right. Scoreboard tells a different story. It's tied at 14, but you're right. Kearsarge Mount Royal has really played well tonight, and they've kept them in this game. They had the lead for a few minutes before the Stevens Cardinals came back and tied it up at 14, and 8-yard gain there brings up 2nd down and 2. Clock ticks down, and that looks like it's going to do it as the Cardinals are walking towards their bench. So, from Barnes Park here in Claremont, we are done with 3 quarters of play. Score tied 14 apiece. Cougars and Cardinals will come back with the 4th quarter on the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948.
The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by MyTV every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch their new season premiere the week of September 24th with Law & Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. Mount Sunapee, a special New Hampshire ski and summer resort. They say we are familiar, we are warm, and we are fun. We are Sunapee. Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948, committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products, and enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. And by La Valley and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire.
Welcome back. 4th quarter of action. Here we go. Tied up 14 apiece. Second down and short, and just like that, right out of the gate, the ball is fumbled, but I believe it's going to be down. That run, number 20, Damon Roy, with the big carry and the big first down, and he was dragged down on the ground, caused a fumble. It'll be first down for the Cardinals.
Today's telecast is being brought to you in part by MJ Harrington, jewelers and designers in Newport, New Hampshire. And you can watch any of our local YCN shows anytime at ycnnow.com.
So that third quarter, the highest scoring quarter of the night. Both teams scoring a touchdown in that quarter. 2-point conversion for the Cougars, and the direct snap goes to McAllister. He falls forward for about 2.5 yards. Cougars had their only lead at 14-7. That lasted for about 4 minutes, and then Cardinals punched one in from 2 yards out. McAllister's second touchdown, and then the extra point tied it up at 14 apiece. Now Stevens looking to get that lead back. 11 minutes to play in this one. Cuts to the outside is Roy. He's around the corner, and he's able to gain almost enough for a first down, but gonna mark it a couple yards short. I'll mark the ball at the Cougar 46-yard line. They've got to get to the 44, so third and a short 2. So here's a snap to McAllister. He falls forward. Looks like he's tripped up, but he's got plenty on that. He'll get the first down out to the 43-yard line. And if you're the Cardinals, you keep the ball on the ground here, keep the clock moving, get into position, and take the lead.
The last 2 times these teams have matched up over the last couple of years, Stevens has come out on top, but before that, Kearsarge had won the last 7 matchups. So right now, the Cardinals, their football program, definitely looking stronger right now. But in terms of this game, it's still tied 14-14, 10 minutes left. I did not see this one coming.
Yeah, the Cougars, like you said, they hold the 14-4 lead in the all-time series, but right now these teams are going in opposite directions, and spun around is the ball carrier, Baylor Roselle, but he's able to hold on to it. Looked close there for a minute, but he held on to the football, and now he's probably just a cramp here.
I think he's trying to stretch out his hamstring.
Got to imagine he's just cramping up. And he'll come off the field for a play, but shouldn't be too much else. So first down and 10 from the 30-yard line. And now you see the Cardinals, they've been deliberate all night in the huddle. They haven't certainly rushed to the line of scrimmage, but now they will take as much time as they can as the snap goes to Bicknell. He'll take it up the middle, keep it himself. Gains 2-3 yards on that one and approaches 9 minutes to play. Game of not many possessions tonight, Andrew. Both teams have really taken care of the football. Obviously, there was the interception thrown by the Cardinals, and then a couple of drives stalled out. But for the most part, these teams have had long, sustained drives.
Yes, they have, and really keeping to the ground has kept the clock rolling. The points have been hard to come by.
There's McAllister taking the high snap, and he gets through the line of scrimmage, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown. 27-yard touchdown run for McAllister, and the Cardinals are back on top.
Well, Stevens scoring touchdowns on back-to-back drives now for the first time tonight. And in that last drive, the one before this, McAllister almost had a similar touchdown run, was brought up just short of the end zone. But there, McAllister, 27-yard touchdown. That's really his play there. He's an explosive player. He'd avoided a tackler downfield and ran it in. Stevens on top.
And a flag here just before the snap.
12 on the field.
They're saying there's 12 men on the offense.
Huh.
So here comes one player off the field, and they'll re-kick it. Or they'll re-snap it. They never got the first kick off.
It's going to be moved back a ways.
Yeah, now this gets interesting.
Yeah.
As we've seen, Stevens, they missed the field goal earlier. It was a decent length field goal, but they missed it, and kind of gets interesting now. Only a 6-point lead. Can they make it 7 here? The kick is up, and the extra point hits the upright and bounces back towards the field. No good.
Man.
So it looks like that extra distance made it a little trickier, and the Cardinals can't convert. But they still lead it by 6, 20-14. 8:36 to play. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Mount Sunapee Resort. Fun for all seasons.
Welcome back. Stevens Cardinals going back on top, leading it 20-14, and they missed the extra point with the 6-point lead, and then the kick is short, fielded at the 30-yard line. One of the up men kind of just grabbed that, Nathan Harris. So the Cougars will start with the football at the 35-yard line, where they need to go 65 yards in 8.5 minutes to get in the end zone and tie this game up and possibly take the lead.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Mascoma Savings Bank, mutually owned with no shareholders to please. If you want your local event televised into YCN's nearly 300,000 TV households, contact us at info@ycnnow.com.
So they started the ball at the 33. They moved it back a couple of yards. One of the officials was saying the 35. They started at the 33, and Jala keeps it himself. He gets right back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Cougars. So Jala will be in the shotgun. Magestro to his right. They've got trips on the left side, one receiver on the right. Jala dropping the pass. He keeps it, and then he ends up throwing it to Magestro. And right there, Magestro, you could tell the effects of that cast on that one play. That's really the only play.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's really the only play that's really affected him with that cast. He wasn't able to grab the ball.
Right.
He tried to corral it with his one hand without the cast, but just trying to press the ball up against that cast. No grip. Wasn't able to make the catch there.
Yeah, you got to catch the football with your hands, and when you got one of them in a cast, you can't really catch it with your arms.
Can't really grip anything.
Right. So that's incomplete. 3rd and 10. Jala will line up with 2 running backs behind him. And he gets the pass off, but it's picked off by number 6 and returned for a touchdown, Alex Taylor. And he picks it off and returns it the 27 yards for the touchdown, and the Cardinals add to their lead 26-14.
Well, Kearsarge's quarterback, Jala, maybe was pressured a little bit, had to get rid of the ball, but really he just floated the ball up. It felt like the ball was in the air for a long time. And Alex Taylor, the junior, number 6 from Stevens, made the easy interception. No one to tackle him, ran it back for 6. And really that's Stevens' defense right there shining through.
Yeah, give credit to Josh Stiffen. He was the guy who was chasing down Jala, and as we see the 2-point conversion, a little trick play there. Bicknell throws it, but it's tipped away, and it'll fall incomplete. So it'll fall harmlessly away. 26-14 our score. Yeah, Stiffen was the defender on that one, and then it was just thrown up in the air, picked off by Taylor, runs it back for the touchdown, gives the Cardinals the 26-14 lead. 7:41 to play. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by New London Hospital, an affiliate of Dartmouth Hitchcock.
Welcome back, YCN Game of the Week. Cardinals and Cougars locked up in what was a tight one, but now the Cardinals have come up with 2 quick scores to open that lead up to 12 points, 26-14. So the touchdown with 8:36 to go in the fourth quarter was a 27-yard touchdown run from McAllister. The extra point was missed after the penalty. And then right there, only 55 seconds later, Alex Taylor, the junior defensive back, returns the interception 27 yards for a touchdown, and then the two-point conversion was no good, so find ourselves with a 26-14 lead and 7:34 to play, and Cougars going to have to do a little comeback here. Nice play there. Jala to Normandin. And we've seen Normandin come up with some nice plays tonight, and that will get him a first down and across midfield to the 45.
YCN is affiliated with the Heroes and Icons Network on WYCI and WYCU. Watch our new programs every weekday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and MyTV on WYCI from 8 to 10 p.m. and Outside Television on WYCX.
So the Cougars trying to make one last run here, and that one is blown up in the backfield, and that is Stiffen again. He takes Magestro out, and Majestro's calling for a sub. I think he got really banged up on that one, shaking his right hand, which is his one that he has the cast on.
Yeah,
Not good.
Josh Stiffen there. Big sack, one of their better defensive players, and as you were saying, he was big on that pick six play earlier. Really, he is a big guy. He is tough to block.
So a 5-yard loss there. That'll bring up second down and 15. Ball back at the 50. You have to get to the 35. Still plenty of time for two scores, but you really got to have a score on this drive. Airing it out deep and really double cover. No chance for anybody to catch that one.
Got to be careful if you're Jala. Looked like a couple defenders wanted to make the pick, but I think he threw it over everyone. No one was able to make the play, but really, you got to be careful. Double coverage there. You don't want to give up another pick. You got to score here on this drive with only 6.5 left to go.
And here's the problem for the Cougars, where all night you've been running the ball. You've had a good flow to your offense. Now you kind of feel like you don't want to panic, but you do kind of feel pressure to throw the ball.
Oh!
And you also don't have your running back, as we see that pass is tipped and incomplete.
Yep, Brendan Akpan, the intended receiver, wasn't able to make the play. And I know Stevens' defense, they've allowed 2 touchdowns on the night, more than they've allowed all season. But this Kearsarge offense, they're pretty strong here tonight, only allowing the 14 points, coming up with a number of big fourth down turnovers in that first half on long drives from the Cougars.
Fourth down here, 4th and 15. Jala going back, and he throws it right into the arms of Roselle.
Yeah, and it's really a good thing I think Roselle didn't make the catch, because the Cardinals would have taken over about 15 yards down the field, so they'll take over right about midfield. So I know Roselle, he wanted the pick, wanted the interception as the stat. It's a fun play, but probably better for his team that he didn't.
Take the field position. They'll start at the 50, like you said, when we come back. 6:27 to go. YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
Welcome back. YCN Game of the Week. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide. Cardinals taking over on downs. Dropped interception, but they'll take over on downs. A 4th down play, and McAllister takes the snap. He runs forward, off tackle, breaks a couple tackles, and he gets out to the 40-yard line, and looks like he'll have enough for a first down as they move the chains. And the Cardinals now really imposing their will here. The Cougars played them tough for really 3.5 quarters, and now the Cardinals taking over, getting a couple touchdowns, now forcing the turnover on downs, and now you wonder if Kearsarge, Mount Royal, their spirit is kind of crushed, and we'll see what this drive ends up as.
Right, they should keep their heads up. They've played a really good game against an undefeated team.
There's another run, as that's what we expect from a team with a 12-point lead and under 6 minutes to play. No need to air it out and risk a interception. Bicknell keeping it on the ground. Gaining a couple of yards. 2nd down and 8.
In addition to airing on our 3 TV stations, all YCN games and programs are posted for your viewing pleasure anytime at ycnnow.com. And you can also click on schedules for replay times.
So 2nd down and 8. Snap to number 20, Damon Roy. He gets a little bit of a push after an initial stalling out, and then he gets 3 more yards, brings it to 35-yard line. 3rd down.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Silva before this game. He really felt like this was the biggest test for his team on the season so far in Week 5 here. And just because the Cougars were 0-4, he did not expect them to play poorly here tonight, and he was right. His team only up by 12 here.
So 3rd and 5, keeping it on the ground and gaining about 4 yards, coming up short of the 1st down, 4th and 1. And Stevens, after this game, they have 3 of their final 4 games will be on the road, and they'll really get some stiff tests. They go to Laconia, who's 2-2, and then they travel up 91 to Lebanon, and Lebanon team 2-2. Then they're home against Trinity, who's 3-1, and then they end at Hillsborough Deering, and that one might be a tough one. They're 3-1 also. So
yeah, tough end of the schedule.
Right, and that's, as we see there, 4th down comes up short. I think that's going to be a turnover on downs. That's going to go back to the Cougars, and as we talked about with Coach Silva, as he mentioned that, he said we've played, the part of our schedule we've played, we needed to get these wins because the schedule we have coming up is very tough.
Yeah, definitely, and you're going up against an 0-4 team. You expect pretty easy win probably, but you have to look at the schedule. Kearsarge really opposite strength of schedule starting off the year against a number of good squads, while Stevens not so much.
So 1st down and 10. Cougars have another chance here. Magistro back in the game, carrying the football, and he looks like he's okay, picking up 8 yards there on the 1st down and inside 4 minutes. So you got to start playing a little bit of a hurry-up offense because you need to score twice.
Yeah, and down by 12 here. Of course, time is an issue. Only 3.5 minutes left, but 2-possession game. They can quickly score here. Maybe an onside kick. This game's not over yet.
Jala dropping back to pass. He finds an open receiver. Normandin catches it, and he gets some yards after the catch. Pulled down across midfield over to the Stevens 45 and a 1st down.
And there's a man injured in the backfield for Stevens. That's the last thing they wanted.
So an injury on the field. We'll take a timeout. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
So here we go. 1st down and 10, 3 minutes to play. Cougars looking to get in the end zone here and cut it to a 1-score game. Jala has a man downfield, and it's just out of the reach of the receiver.
That's Brandon Akpan then, the senior, number 13, just out of his reach. I've seen a couple of dropped balls by Akpan, but that one would have been really hard to reel in. Just overthrown. But, that's the kind of play you need right now if you're Kearsarge with under 3 minutes to go, down by 2 possessions.
Yeah, you need a quick score here because inside 3 minutes, you're at the 45. You're going to need to get a score and then try an onside kick and another score if you can get it back. Jala's in a little bit of trouble. He's trying to find an opening. And he does have a man down the sidelines who catches it and stays in bounds.
And that's Akpan with the reception. It looked like Jala got hit pretty hard going out of bounds too, but he's back up. So Kearsarge moving the chains quickly.
Nice job by the receivers. It was a broken play, and they kept moving. You go to the sidelines, and you wave your hands, and luckily Jala was able to see him and comes up with a big conversion there. Now 1st and 10, 2:40 to play. Fumbled snap. Jala picks it up, but he's going to go down and lose about 7 yards, and I think that was a miscommunication because I don't even think that was a fumble by Magestro. He just didn't expect the ball at all.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it could have been a straight fumble on the handoff, but
Right.
it looked like it was a miscommunication, and the quarterback and running back weren't on the same page. So we have 2nd down and long. Cougars have their work cut out for them here, but they have an open man, and there's going to be a flag there. Yeah, that's the right flag. The
helmet to helmet?
Yeah, and I think also, I mean, I don't know how much they call it here, but the defenseless receiver, he was sliding to make the catch, and the defender went at him with some force with his helmet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it was a dirty play there by Baylor Roselle from Stevens.
No.
But I mean, you know, all Roselle thinks is the receiver's going to make the play. He's going to make the reception. He's got to deliver a hard hit. But, yeah, sliding on the ground, Normandin, he was going to be stopped right there, I guess, even if he made the reception. So coming in with a huge hit, the refs are going to call that one.
The refs still discussing it. Haven't marked anything off yet. But I would imagine that would be penalty, and it is going to be a personal foul on the defense. They'll mark off the 15 yards, and that gets them to the 20, but it's still short of the 1st down. So 2nd down and 2, and we're approaching really movement where you really have to time where you really have to move fast. We only have 2:06 to play. Clock will start on the snap of the ball. Jala in the backfield. Motion from Magestro. Overthrown and picked off at the 3-yard line. And that's the guy who just committed the penalty. Roselle picks off Jala, and that's going to do it most likely here for the Cougars.
Yeah, there looked like there were maybe a couple of receivers who the ball might have been intended for. It was overthrown over one guy, and the second receiver didn't have his head turned around, so easy pick there for Roselle. And yeah, big play for him after committing that penalty. So the Cardinals will take over. Less than 2 minutes left. They just got to run the clock down. A couple of running plays here. And yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many timeouts Kearsarge Mount Royal has left, but I would imagine that a 1st down here is going to do it, and maybe they don't even have to get one 1st down. Snap goes to Roy, and he'll fall forward. Naaman Roy gets a couple of yards, and clock moving here. So 2nd down and 8.
So I think now's a good time to talk about our HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat player of the game, and I think we have to give that one to Stevens Jr. running back Keegan McAllister. Had another phenomenal night on the ground, picked up 3 touchdowns, ran for over 100 yards, had a phenomenal night. Keegan McAllister is our HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat player of the game.
So timeout on the field, 1:31 to play. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Harris Family Furniture in Plymouth, Laconia, and Chichester.
Welcome back. Kearsarge Mount Royal taking on the Stevens Cardinals, and it looks like the Cardinals are going to hold on for a victory. They lead 26-14. And it'll be 3rd down, so another 3rd down coming up. I guess if Cougars can get a stop and get something, there's still maybe a sliver of hope left here. And as we look ahead to both these teams' games, Stevens, as we mentioned, 3 of the final 4 on the road. They will take on Laconia on the road next week. And this Kearsarge Mount Royal team will go back home, hosting Campbell. And Campbell is another undefeated team, obviously barring what happens this weekend, but going into this weekend, they were 4-0, so they could be, this Kearsarge Mount Royal team could be facing back-to-back undefeated teams, and Andrew, you and I will be on the road next week as well over in Vermont.
Yeah, right. We'll be up at St. Johnsbury. The Hilltoppers taking on BFA St. Albans, the Bob Whites. should be a good game. Make sure you tune in for that one.
So 3rd down and 5 here. Fake reverse, and McAllister's going to keep it himself. Looks like he's going to get enough to get to the 1st down. He needed to get to the 39. He got to the 40, across the 40-yard line. So that will be enough for the 1st down, and with 1:17 to play, just a couple of kneel downs, and that's going to do it. So looks like Stevens will leave homecoming weekend on a high note with a victory, going to 5-0, and Kearsarge Mount Royal falling to 0-5 in a hard-fought game, but not going to be enough, as they are on the short end of the stick and lose 26-14. But a good effort overall. The scoring opened up by McAllister with a 4-yard touchdown run in the 1st, answered by a 11-yard touchdown run from Magestro in the 2nd. It was 7-6 at the half. Kearsarge trailing, and then each team scoring a touchdown in the 3rd quarter. It was 14-14 to enter the 4th, so you can't ask for much more if you're looking for a close game, and then Cardinals just take over. So, Andrew, a good game overall. Cardinals just too much for this Cougar team.
Yeah, Kearsarge, they stuck with this team through 3 quarters, maybe even more than 3 quarters, but Stevens turned it on in that last quarter, the 4th here, and they're going to win this game by 12. And really, to me, Kearsarge, this was a surprise by them. The fact that, it was so close at halftime and at the end of 3 quarters. Really, the matchup, it felt like Stevens was going to run away with this one easily. But the Cougars, they came into Claremont, had a great game, just came up short in this one. Really, Kearsarge, they got to hang their heads high.
So the final score from Claremont, New Hampshire, the Stevens Cardinals win it over the Kearsarge Mount Royal Cougars, 26-14 for Andrew Zerhide. I'm Jeremy Stout. Thanks for watching the YCN Game of the Week.